Okay, this week is part 2 of our mental challenge for responsibility. Now, black belts take responsibility. This is important. This is something that all our students need to be working on. We take responsibility, and sometimes we have bad responsibility to take, sometimes we have good responsibility to take. We want to take all the responsibility, regardless. If we've done something and it's our fault, we want to live up to that. We want to take that into account and say, you know what, I messed up, I need to fix that. Or if I've done something really good, I want to take responsibility and say, no, I did that thing. Okay, so I've got an example. When I was in college, I remember one of our classes, we got bumped into groups. And there was a group of us, I think there were 5 or 6 of us. And there was one person in that group that wasn't taking the class seriously. They weren't studying, they didn't even show up to some of the meetings, but we were gonna get graded as a group. And so myself, this class was really important to me. I wanted to get a good grade. There was somebody else that wanted to get a good grade. The 2 of us were working really hard. The other 2 people worked sort of hard. And then this other person didn't do anything. They literally didn't even show up to some of the things, okay? So here's the thing, we worked hard and we turned in a good paper and we got a good grade. And at the end of that, we emailed the professor and we told them we took responsibility. And we said, hey, just to let you know, we worked hard on this. And I did this much time, this other person, they did this much time. These other people, they did enough, they did a good job. But this other person in our group, they didn't do anything. They literally didn't even show up to 2 of the meetings that we had. And then when they'd show up to the other meetings, they just showed up for half the amount of time. So I'm okay with you giving them whatever grade you want, but I'm taking responsibility. I put in the time, I put in the work, and I want to just let you know what happened. And I want you to know that these other people in the group, they did a good job with that too, but I want you to know how this other person did, okay? Now, I don't know what happened. I don't know if that professor gave that other person the same grade. I don't know if they hurt their grade. I don't know. That's not up to me. That was up to the professor. But the point is that I took responsibility for the hard work that I put in. And it's the same thing with you guys. If you guys are doing an activity for school or you guys are working hard, take responsibility. If you know you've done a good job, take responsibility. Be proud of your work. At the same time, what if you do something you're not supposed to? Take responsibility, right? What if you did something and you got in trouble for it? Okay, well admit, hey, you know what? I messed up. I shouldn't have done that thing, okay? Take responsibility. So black belts take responsibility. We take responsibility with the good, we take responsibility with the bad, okay? And that's really important because sometimes in life, we will make mistakes. It just happens. We're human. We're gonna make mistakes. If we don't take responsibility for a mistake that we made, we're probably gonna make that mistake again. And we'll make that mistake again. We have to recognize, oh, I shouldn't have done that thing. Take responsibility from that so you can say, oh, you know what? Yeah, I did that. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, my bad. And now I'm gonna be more aware so that the next time I don't do that same mistake. I don't do that same thing. That's really important. So it's important for us to take responsibility when we're in the wrong, and it's important for us to take responsibility when we're in the plus. Okay? Now, what I want you to think about is you guys are working for your black belts. What is a responsibility you're gonna have as a black belt? So let's say you become a black belt. And let's say that you then apply for a job or you apply to go to college, okay? I want you to think about what could you tell your boss, your possible boss, or what could you tell on the college application, a responsibility that you have because you're a black belt. Because you're a black belt, you have black belt responsibility. What does that mean? What could you tell your possible boss or the college application? Well, because I'm a black belt, I have good leadership skills. Or because I'm a black belt, I'm committed. I didn't quit. I stuck with this. I trained day in and day out. There were some days that maybe I didn't feel like training, but I kept training. And that's how I earned my black belt. And for college, it's the same thing. I might have a hard time in college, but I'm gonna stick with it and I'm gonna get my diploma. Or, you know, for my job, maybe something will be hard, but I'm gonna push through it and I'm still gonna show up and I'm gonna get the job done, okay? Or you might say as a black belt, you're hardworking. To get a black belt, you have to work hard. So you could tell your future boss, hey, I have black belt responsibility. For me to get my black belt, I had to work really hard. I've proven that I can do that, and if I get this job, I'll work very hard for you, okay? So I want you to think about As a black belt, what type of responsibility will you have? Name at least one thing. See if you can name several things though. What are several forms of responsibility you'll have as becoming a black belt?